Welcome to my course that will teach you how to use ChatGPT to create hugely successful Facebook and Instagram ads. My approach is quick, simple, and effective, and you can use it to start getting thousands of new followers, leads using Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok advertising, and I now teach others how they can do the same. My courses have over 49,000 students from over 170 countries, and my coaching clients have made millions of dollars in combined sales. ChatGPT is the biggest artificial intelligence platform right now, and Facebook and Instagram ads is the best advertising platform in the world. When you combine these together, you can get incredible results very quickly. But in order to get those results, there's specific things you have to get right. Otherwise, it doesn't work. That's why I created this course. I'm going to show you exactly how to use ChatGPT so you can achieve those incredible results. So what are we going to cover? Number one, you'll learn about ChatGPT's capabilities for advertising, including what it is, how it works, what it can be used for, and what it can't be used for. Number two, you'll learn how to make your offer more persuasive. Whether you're selling a product, a service, or anything else, ChatGPT will help you make it more appealing. Number three, you'll learn how to deeply understand and connect with your audience, so your ads are highly relevant and engaging and speak directly to them. Number four, you'll learn how to plan attention-grabbing image ads that make an immediate impact and get people excited to grab your offer. Number five, you'll learn how to plan compelling video ads, and you'll be amazed by how much ChatGPT can help you with this. And finally, number six, you'll learn how to write compelling ad copy so your headlines and captions really stand out and convert more people into followers, leads, and sales. Alright, so if you want to learn how to effectively use ChatGPT to create winning Facebook and Instagram ads, this course will show you how. I'll see you on the other side. In this video, we're going to cover ChatGPT's capabilities for advertising, so you know what it can be used for and what it can't be used for. Now, ideally, you should already be familiar with Facebook and Instagram ads because this course is focused on ChatGPT. Alright, so if you're not familiar with how Facebook and Instagram ads work and how to effectively run campaigns already, I'd recommend learning that first. Okay, so let's begin. This is the normal advertising process, right? You choose your campaign objective, whether it's sending traffic to your website, collecting leads, or generating sales. You then choose an offer, so this is the product or service you're selling, or anything else you want to promote. You then choose your settings, like your audience, placements, and budget. You then produce your ad creatives, so these are the images and videos you're going to use for your ads. You then write your ad copy, so these are the headlines and captions that are shown with your ads, and then once you've launched your campaign, you assess its performance to see which ads are delivering results and which ones aren't. And then finally, you scale your campaign to get bigger and better results over time. So the question is, what do we use ChatGPT for along this process? Well, it's these parts of the process. It can help you make your offer more persuasive. It can help you deeply understand and connect with your audience. It can help you plan your ad creatives, both images and videos. And finally, it can help you write great ad copy. That's what this course will focus on teaching you. Now, everything else in this process, you should still be learning from humans who have experience with running Facebook and Instagram ads, because ChatGPT isn't an advertising expert. It's never run a campaign before. It can't look at the successful campaigns other advertisers are running. It hasn't got years of practical experience of what works and what doesn't. I actually asked ChatGPT what it thinks humans are better at when it comes to advertising, and it said emotional intelligence, intuition and creativity, strategic thinking, relationship building, and ethical judgment. All of these are essential for building great campaigns, right? So being human is still an incredibly important part of this process. The reason I made this course is because I believe humans who use ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence will generally outperform those who don't. And that doesn't just apply to advertising, it applies to almost everything. Now, you can still ask ChatGPT questions about these parts of the process, like what budget you should use for your campaign or how to assess and scale a campaign, but it will give you broad information rather than a specific recommendation. Here's a simple example that's not related to advertising. I can ask ChatGPT how to build a rocket, and it will give me a detailed answer, but it's just broad information. You still need human skills, knowledge, experience, and decision-making to build that rocket the right way. Obviously, rockets isn't the same as building an advertising campaign, but the same principle applies when it comes to ChatGPT. There's things it can do well and things it can't do well. Alright, so we're going to be using ChatGPT for this side of advertising because that requires the type of answers that ChatGPT is excellent at providing. It really is an incredible platform when it's used the right way, so I'm very excited to show you this. ChatGPT will basically give you advertising superpowers so you can create better ads with less time and effort. Now, if you haven't used it before, just go to chat.openai.com, and from here you can either log in or sign up for a free account. I'm not going to waste your time going through that because it's super simple. I want every minute of this course to provide you with real value. So once you've done that, you'll arrive here, and this is where you can start using ChatGPT. So the way this works is very simple. You can ask it a question or tell it what to do, and this is called a prompt. So once you give ChatGPT a prompt, it will give you a response. Now, this might be the most important thing I say in this video. ChatGPT is only as good as the prompt you give it. In other words, the more details you provide ChatGPT on what you want, the more accurate and relevant its response will be. Here's another example that's not related to advertising. You can ask ChatGPT, how do I make a pizza? And it will give you a great response with a list of ingredients and step-by-step instructions. But let's say we actually wanted to make a pepperoni pizza, and we also needed to know how long it would take to make. Well, in that case, we would update the prompt to be, tell me how to make a pepperoni pizza and give me an estimated time for each task. Now ChatGPT will give you a very accurate response with those specific pieces of information included because it now knows exactly what we want. Okay, so just remember, you can give ChatGPT as many details as you want. It doesn't have to be a single sentence, even though most of the time, a single sentence will actually be enough for what we're doing. Alright, so now that you've got this foundation of knowledge, let's start learning how to use ChatGPT for Facebook and Instagram ads, and specifically, what prompts you should use to get the best responses. We've got these 5 categories we're going to cover in this course, and for each category, there's 6 prompts. So in total, we're going to cover 30 prompts. Now, the reason I've done this is because the course will last around 1 hour. After you've watched this course and you know what you're doing, you can then spend 2 minutes on each of these 30 prompts on ChatGPT. So that's another hour. So essentially, in just 2 hours, I'm going to make you a master of ChatGPT for advertising, and you'll have a massive number of new ideas for your advertising campaigns. It would take you a month or longer to do it all manually, but with artificial intelligence, you'll be done in 2 hours. Alright, now one final point is that for each module in this course, we're going to use a different product or service for the example. So that way it makes the course more interesting for you, and you can see that these prompts can be used for absolutely anything. Alright, so let's get started.
Subscribe.
In this video, we're going to cover how to make your offer persuasive. So let's say that you're selling a product or a service, for example, phone cases. There are many different ways you can persuade your audience to buy it, right? You can describe the features of it, you can explain its benefits, you can showcase customer reviews, you can offer a discount. These are called angles, and different people in your audience will be persuaded by different angles. So if you want to build a highly successful advertising campaign, your ad should be persuading your audience to take your desired action through multiple angles. Whenever I start working with a new client, I often see that their ads are all using the same angles, or a very small number of angles, which reduces the likelihood of having a successful campaign. Because there are so many angles you can use to persuade your audience, and this is where ChatGPT comes in. You can ask it to give you those angles for your specific offer. So in this video, we're going to go through a set of prompts that you can ask ChatGPT to help you make your offer more persuasive. All the prompts in this course are focused on selling products and services, but you can adapt them for any other offer as well. So let's go through the prompts using phone cases as the example. Now, if you really want to understand how ChatGPT will make you better at advertising, pause this video and make a list of every persuasive angle you can think of for selling a phone case. And I guarantee by the end of this video, it will give you multiple ideas that you haven't thought of. Alright, so here's the first prompt, nice and simple. Give me 5 unique angles for selling phone cases in my advertising campaign. Now remember, you can add more details to this if you like. For example, if your offer is targeted at a specific audience, then you can add that to the prompt as well. But I'm keeping my prompt simple so I can teach you the advertising principles behind each one without getting too deep into any specific product or service, alright? So consider these base level prompts that you can add more details to if you want to. Also, you don't have to ask for 5 of anything, you can ask for any number you want. I like using the number 5 because that gives you a variety of options to choose from without it becoming too overwhelming, and you can always ask ChatGPT for more later if you want to. Now, as a quick side note, there's a lot of new AI gurus who are talking absolute nonsense and making their prompts overly long and complicated. Like for this prompt we're about to cover, they'd write it like this. I want you to pretend you're an experienced advertiser and you're selling high quality phone cases. Now, I'd like you to provide me with 5 unique angles that will persuade potential customers to buy these phone cases. These angles should be presented in bullet points, and please make sure they're engaging and interesting. Most of that is absolute rubbish, alright? And these gurus either have no idea what they're doing, or they're purposefully making their prompts longer and more complicated because they think it makes them look smarter, but it really doesn't. I'd recommend just getting straight to the point. Tell ChatGPT what you're looking for and keep it as concise as possible. It will save you a lot of time and effort. You'll be less likely to confuse ChatGPT or yourself. And if it doesn't give you the response you want, you can always edit your prompt and try again. But normally it gets it right the first time. Alright, so that's just a little side note. So this is our first prompt, and here's ChatGPT's response. So if we're selling phone cases, we can create ads that focus on these 5 angles: style and personalization, protection and durability, enhanced functionality, eco-friendliness and sustainable materials, and health and hygiene. So this is a great start, and if you wanted to, you could ask ChatGPT to give you 5 more and it would do that immediately. Now, when it comes to advertising, some people are more persuaded to purchase for emotionally driven reasons, and other people are more persuaded by logic driven reasons. So the next 2 prompts are to get angles for both types of people. So prompt number 2 is, give me 5 emotionally driven reasons for my potential customers to buy phone cases. So we can focus on giving them peace of mind that their phones will be protected without having to worry about damage or expensive repairs. Or we can position the phone case as a thoughtful gift for friends and family. Or we can highlight that their phones hold sentimental value and life's memories in the forms of photos, videos, and messages, and our phone cases will protect them. Or we can associate our phone cases with specific communities and people with shared interests. So for example, lots of people have phone cases featuring their favorite sports team, but you could do that with any other type of shared interest too. Or finally, we could highlight the aesthetics and visual appeal of our phone cases, and they're simply beautiful to hold and admire. So every time they pick up their phone, they'll feel satisfied. Alright, so hopefully you can see how powerful ChatGPT is at giving you these immediate answers instead of you having to spend ages thinking about it, or even worse, you miss some of them out completely, right? So those are emotional angles we could use. Now, that leads us on to prompt number 3, which is, give me 5 logic-driven reasons for my potential customers to buy phone cases. So now ChatGPT has given us these angles. We can focus on how our phone cases can provide protection, they're durable for everyday wear and tear, they increase the resale value of phones because they'll be in better condition, they provide a better grip so you don't drop your phone as much, and finally, they come with additional functions like built-in card slots, kickstands, and wireless charging capabilities. Alright, so when you have a campaign that appeals to people's emotions and logic, the amount of persuasion you're delivering is much stronger. And once again, some people will be more persuaded by emotional angles, others by logical angles, so it's great to include both in your campaigns. Now, another highly effective approach is to highlight why your audience's life would be worse without your offer. Many of my clients, when I first look at their campaigns, they only focus on explaining how their offer will improve their audience's life, which is great, but it's even better to also highlight how their lives would be worse without it, because studies have shown that generally people want to avoid pain more than they want to seek pleasure. So that's where the 4th prompt comes in. Give me 5 problems potential customers have if they don't buy phone cases. So you can highlight the increased risk of water damage from spilling a drink, the rain, or dropping it in the bathtub. It'll be harder to grip and handle their phones without a case. Dust and debris could get into their phone's ports, speakers, or buttons, which could reduce their functionality. If their phone gets damaged, they would get less money if they sold it in the future. And finally, their phone would just look like every other phone if they didn't have their own personal case on it. Alright, so we've now covered general angles, emotional angles, logical angles, and problem angles. Now, the next prompt is to help you differentiate your offer, because when your audience sees your offer, many of them will think, why should I buy it from you and not from somebody else that's offering something similar? So we can ask ChatGPT, give me 5 points that I can use to differentiate my phone cases from competitors. So here we go. We can focus on our unique and innovative designs, superior protection and durability, the different features our phone cases offer, the fact that ours are sustainable and eco-friendly, whereas many others aren't recyclable, and then finally, we can offer exceptional customer service, and that can even include a special guarantee. So instead of just offering a normal 30-day refund policy, we could offer a 1-year guarantee that if your phone case breaks during that time frame, you'll replace it for free. Things like that. Alright, so instead of just saying how great your offer is, you should also emphasize how it's better than other offers. Now, as much as you try and persuade people to buy any product or service, they may have objections to buying it. So it's always good to know what the common objections are for your offer so that you can address them in your ads. So that way, when they arrive on your sales page, they're ready to buy instead of still having those objections. And by the way, I know this course is for ads, but you can use these prompts for absolutely anything, whether it's your sales page, your organic social media posts, your emails, anything you want. Anyway, so here's the prompt. Give me 5 objections potential customers may have about buying my phone cases and how I could respond to each. So these are the common objections. The price is too high. I'm not sure if the case will fit my phone. I'm worried the case will be bulky and make my phone look worse. I've had bad experiences with phone cases in the past, and I'm not convinced the case will protect my phone adequately. Alright, and since we asked this, ChatGPT has also given us responses to those objections. It's amazing, right? So those are the 6 prompts for making your offer persuasive. In other words, giving you a variety of angles that you can use in your ads. We've covered general angles, emotional angles, logical angles, problem angles, differentiation angles, and objection handling angles. And these can be reflected in your ad creatives, so your images and videos, and in your ad copy, so your headlines and captions. This will make sure that your campaigns have a lot of creative diversity and therefore a much higher likelihood of success. So now that we've covered the offer, in the next video, we're going to focus on getting to know your audience better. So let's move on to that now. In this video, we're going to cover how to deeply understand and connect with your audience. So what a lot of advertisers do is they'll create ads that only talk about their products or services, but your ad should mainly focus on your audience because your audience doesn't really care about you, they care about themselves and what you can do for them, right? So in this video, we're going to cover 6 prompts that will help you understand and connect with your audience at a deeper level. So when they see your ads, they feel like you really know them, you really understand them, and therefore what you're advertising must be perfect for them. Alright, now before we get into the 6 prompts, there's a bonus prompt I want to start with, and this is only required if you have absolutely no idea who your target audience is or you want some targeting ideas. Now, for this video, we're going to use yoga classes as the example. That's what we're advertising. So the first video was a product, the phone cases. So now let's do a service example. So we could say to ChatGPT, give me 5 audience targeting ideas for my ad selling yoga classes. So we could target people who are interested in health and wellness by choosing yoga and fitness related interests in the Facebook ads targeting section. And then we can hit the suggestions button to capture all the interests related to those keywords. That's what most advertisers would do, right? Target people who are interested in yoga and fitness because it's the most obvious. But then we have 4 more options. So we could target people who are seeking stress and anxiety relief by choosing interests related to stress management, mindfulness, and meditation. Or we could target busy professionals. We could also target pregnant women or those who have recently had a baby. Or finally, we could target senior citizens. So you could either focus your ads on just one of these groups of people, like people who are already interested in yoga and fitness, or you could create a campaign with multiple ad sets, and each ad set contains ads that speak directly to these different groups of people. Because obviously the ads targeting pregnant women would need to be different to those targeting elderly people, right? So that's up to you. I just wanted to show you that you can get audience targeting ideas from ChatGPT if you need them. Now, some AI gurus say that you can just use ChatGPT's recommended interests in your advertising campaigns, but I think that's dumb. ChatGPT doesn't have access to all of Meta's targeting options. So like I mentioned, I'd recommend just typing a few keywords into Meta's targeting section and then click suggestions, because that will use Meta's artificial intelligence to suggest the right interests, alright? So now let's move on to the 6 prompts for deeply understanding and connecting with your audience. The first prompt is, give me 5 desires of people that I could appeal to in my advertising for yoga classes. Now again, I'm keeping my prompts broad, but if you do have a specific target audience, you can replace the word people with whoever your target audience is. For example, busy professionals, men, women, anything you want, alright? But let's keep things simple. So this is ChatGPT's answer. We could appeal to people's desire for relaxing and relieving stress, becoming fitter and healthier, gaining mental clarity and mindfulness, being part of a community and connecting with other people, and improving self-care and personal growth. So what we should be doing is highlighting in our ads that our yoga classes can fulfill these desires. A lot of advertisers would talk about their yoga classes, but not specifically acknowledge their audience's desires. Like, they'll just assume that their audience already knows that, but you should never assume this. People are scrolling social media really fast. Their brain is only half activated. So it's great to actually tell them exactly what your offer can do for them. It's important to be really clear. So that's desires, and obviously a positive angle, but negative angles are also highly effective. So the second prompt is, give me 5 fears of people that I could appeal to in my advertising for yoga classes. So our ads could focus on people's fear of being stressed and anxious, or developing health issues, or aging and not being as fit as they once were, or gaining weight and having body image issues, or feeling burnt out and overwhelmed by the pressures of daily life. Now, you want to be careful with this one because you don't just want to focus on people's fears, because then your ads will be very depressing. What you want to do is use these fears to get people's attention and then explain how they can avoid or overcome those fears by purchasing your offer, which in this example is booking a yoga class. Because for some people in your audience, highlighting their fears will be much more powerful and persuasive than just saying, hey, book our yoga classes because they're great. So that contrast between having a fear and being able to avoid it or overcome it is a highly effective approach. Alright, so we've now covered your audience's desires and fears. Then the next prompt is, give me 5 challenges of people that I could appeal to in my advertising for yoga classes. So everyone has challenges in their life, right? So if you run ads that highlight these challenges and then present your offer as the solution, that can work very well. So here's ChatGPT's response. People's challenges could include insomnia and sleep issues, living a sedentary lifestyle from being stuck behind a desk all day, busy schedules and time constraints, poor posture and back pain, and having a weak mind-body connection where you don't feel like they're aligned and working together. Alright, so this is how amazing ChatGPT is at giving you ideas. We're not very far into this course and we've already got so many powerful messaging angles we could include in our ads. And you can't predict what will be the most effective ones with your audience, right? That's why you have to test ads. But if your campaign includes as many of these angles as possible, you're going to find winning ads so much faster than most advertisers who are just doing the standard things like explaining their offer, showing some reviews, and offering a discount. Anyway, so we've now covered desires, fears, and challenges. So let's move on to the next prompt, which is, give me 5 beliefs and values of people that I could appeal to in my advertising for yoga classes. So people have different beliefs and values, right? Like some things are more important to them than other things. So if we highlight that we share the same beliefs and values as them, and our yoga classes are aligned with those beliefs and values, that will get a lot of people excited to purchase. So here's the beliefs and values ChatGPT recommends. Being mindful and fully present in the moment, body positivity, personal growth and transformation, having a healthy work-life balance, and a strong mind-body connection. Our ads can explain how our yoga classes support these beliefs and values. Now, this actually reminds me of a very successful ad I saw by Move. So they're one of the leading yoga apps in the world, and they had an ad that featured a plus-size woman doing yoga. And there were so many comments underneath the ad from people saying how nice it was to see a regular person in their ads, rather than like highly flexible supermodels with perfect bodies, right? So this was a very smart move by Moves because it highlighted how yoga, and specifically their yoga app, is suitable and welcoming to all shapes, all sizes, and all abilities. Those were their beliefs and values that the ad shared, and then Moves got thousands of new signups from that alone. Alright, so we've now covered desires, fears, challenges, beliefs, and values. Those are the key things you should deeply understand about your audience in terms of who they are, what they think, and how they feel. Because then your ads will demonstrate that you really understand them and your offer is perfectly aligned with them. Now, the last 2 prompts are still related to your audience, but they're focused on dealing with the reasons people may have to not purchase your offer. So the next prompt is, give me 5 doubts and concerns people may have about buying my yoga classes. So ChatGPT will then give us this list. It could be the price, your qualifications and experience, your yoga class schedule and how flexible the slots are, whether your classes are for different levels of experience, and whether your classes have a nice atmosphere and environment. And ChatGPT explains these in detail, so all you have to do is ensure that you address these doubts and concerns either in your ads or on your sales page or both, right? Because people's doubts and concerns are often what stops them from purchasing something. They could be very interested in your offer, but if they have a doubt or concern, most of them won't take the time and effort to contact you. They'll just not purchase. So it's important that you address them in your ads or your sales page or both. And then the final prompt is, give me 5 misconceptions and misunderstandings people may have about buying my yoga classes. So fears and doubts can be legitimate reasons for somebody to not purchase, but misconceptions and misunderstandings are things that are actually wrong, but many people still believe them. So it's important to address these as well. So here's ChatGPT's response for misconceptions and misunderstandings. Yoga is only for flexible people. Yoga is a religious practice. Yoga is only for women. Yoga is easy and doesn't provide a challenging workout. And finally, you need expensive equipment or clothing to practice yoga. Now, this is why I love ChatGPT. It explains why each of those is wrong and it describes what's actually true. So again, all you have to do is include these messaging angles in your ads. ChatGPT does the brainstorming, you do the implementation. Alright, so we've now covered your audience's desires, fears, challenges, beliefs and values, doubts and concerns, misconceptions and misunderstandings. So we've now completed the prompts for your offer and your audience. These will help you understand both of them much deeper and comprehensively, which will help you to create better ads. And speaking of ads, that's what we're going to move on to in the next videos. In this video, we're going to cover how to plan attention-grabbing image ads. So, although ChatGPT can't actually create image ads for us, it can give us some great ideas for images that you can then create yourself or get someone to create for you. So let's go through the 6 prompts, and for this video, we're going to use suitcases as the example. We've done a product example, a service example, so now we're going back to a product example. So the first prompt is, give me 5 ideas for image ads I could create to sell suitcases. And like I mentioned earlier in the course, you can add extra details to these prompts if you want to. For example, you can ask for image ad ideas that are aimed at a specific audience, like young solo travelers, business travelers, and so on. You can also ask for image ads that fit into any of the offer and audience angles we previously covered. Another thing you can do is to specify any particular elements that must be included in the images. So for example, a human, a duck, or anything else. But we're keeping things simple. So here's ChatGPT's response. It describes what each image should show, and it also gives you a tagline which can be the text overlay on top of the image. So for example, the first idea is a traveler standing on top of a mountain peak, gazing out at a breathtaking view. The suitcase is placed next to them, symbolizing the companion that will carry their essentials on their exciting journey. And then the tagline is, unleash your wanderlust with our reliable travel companion. Alright, so ChatGPT can give you ideas like this for your image ads, and then you just have to create them. Now, that being said, it's important to note that you shouldn't just use what ChatGPT suggests every single time if you think you can make it better. There's some AI gurus saying things like, use ChatGPT to build an entire campaign in 2 minutes. But I think they're being very unethical because they're basically telling people they can be lazy and just copy and paste everything ChatGPT suggests. I definitely wouldn't recommend that. Hopefully I've made it clear in this course already that ChatGPT is great for brainstorming ideas, giving you insights and providing information. It can make you a smarter advertiser who's able to be more creative and productive. But that doesn't mean you have to 100% follow everything it says. Sometimes you can, but not always. Alright, so these are 5 different image ads you could create. The first one we just covered focuses on adventure. Number 2 recommends using travel creators to create content for you. Number 3 focuses on the style and design of the suitcase. Number 4 focuses on the strength and durability of the suitcase. And number 5 focuses on family travel with kids. So you've got a nice variety of angles here. And once again, you can also use the angles we covered in the previous 2 videos of this course. So for example, in the offer video, we covered emotional versus logic-driven angles. So for this image prompt, we could say, give me 5 ideas for emotional image ads that I could create to sell suitcases. Or in the audience video, we covered people's desires. So for that, we'd change the prompt to say, give me 5 ideas for image ads that I could create to sell suitcases. These ideas must appeal to people's desire to travel to places they've never been before, or whatever desires are relevant to your specific audience. Alright, so in this course, we're going through prompts in these 5 categories, but you can mix and match the variables from any of them to create the exact prompts you want. The purpose of this course is to give you those variables, teach you how to use ChatGPT, and then you're free to use them however you like. So that's the first prompt. Now, the second prompt is, give me 5 funny ideas for image ads I could create to sell suitcases. So humor is really effective because people love ads that make them laugh. They feel good, they want to share it with others, the ads are more memorable, and they can get people in the mood to purchase. So ChatGPT has given us these ideas for funny image ads. So, for example, the first one says to show a suitcase filled with ridiculous things like a rubber chicken, a flamingo pool float, a disco ball, and this is to highlight the versatility and spaciousness of the suitcase, and to say that our suitcases can carry a lot more than clothes. Personally, I don't think ChatGPT is great at humor. Like, the jokes it makes are pretty cringe, but it's still a good way to get some ideas that you can then improve on. Another thing you can do is to ask for funny memes instead of image ads, because those tend to give you funnier results because ChatGPT is modeling its answers on meme designs that are already funny and popular. So for example, the first meme idea is packing for a vacation versus packing to return home. Create a meme showcasing the stark contrast between neatly organized suitcases before a trip and the chaotic mess of items thrown in haphazardly when it's time to go back. That's actually not bad, because I don't know about you, but that's exactly how I pack. So if I saw that ad, it would make me laugh, I would remember it, I'd maybe share it with a few people, I'd feel like the brand understood me, and therefore I'd be more interested in checking out its products. Alright, so we've now covered general ideas and funny ideas. Then the third prompt is, give me 5 unusual ideas for image ads I could create to sell suitcases. So people are scrolling through their feed really quickly, so if an ad just looks normal and like everything else on their feed, people will be less likely to pay attention to it, right? That's why it's good to get some unusual ideas too, because that can lead to some very attention-grabbing ads that produce better results than other ads. So for example, I really like ChatGPT's 5th idea here. Capture an image of a suitcase ingeniously transformed into a multifunctional piece of furniture, such as a portable minibar, a charging station for your devices, or a cozy place to read a book. By highlighting its adaptability and innovation, this ad idea presents your suitcase as more than just storage, but as an essential tool that enhances the travel experience in unexpected ways. I think that's a great idea for a campaign. Think about how much more interesting and attention-grabbing those ads would be versus just a boring photo of a suitcase, right? So those are the unusual ideas. Then the next prompt is, give me 5 infographic ideas for image ads I could create to sell suitcases. So infographics are a great way of sharing key pieces of information in a very quick and consumable way, which is perfect for an image ad. I mean, sure, you could write that information in your captions, but some people don't like reading the captions of an ad, so it's good to include 1 or more infographic ads in your campaign to see how they perform against your other ads. Because again, every campaign is different, so it will perform better in some people's campaigns, but not others. So you have to test as much variety as possible. So here's ChatGPT's response, and from these I particularly like the 4th idea. So create an infographic focusing on the lightweight nature of the suitcase. Display a visual representation of the suitcase's weight compared to a standard suitcase, emphasizing the reduction in weight. Showcase the benefits of traveling with lightweight luggage, such as avoiding overweight fees, easier maneuverability, and less strain on travelers. So this image ad could be as simple as having a side-by-side comparison of our suitcases versus other suitcases, and then highlighting the weight difference and the benefits that provides. Now, if you think back to the first video, which was focused on your offer angles, one of them was differentiation, right? So that's exactly what this ad idea is using. It's differentiating our suitcases from our competition. So let's say that you run a campaign and this infographic performs really well and you want to create more of them. Well, in that case, you can ask ChatGPT to give you infographic ideas that are specifically focused on differentiation. Alright, so if you learn all of the different angles covered in this course, when you find winning ads, you'll be able to identify them with a specific angle, and then you can ask ChatGPT to create more ideas for them. Alright, so we've now covered general ideas, funny ideas, unusual ideas, and infographic ideas. Now, the next prompt is, give me 5 visual metaphor ideas for image ads I could create to sell suitcases. So a metaphor is something that's symbolic of something else. So for example, if a person is not kind, loving, or compassionate, they're often referred to as having a heart of stone, because stones are tough, cold, and emotionless, right? So we're not saying that person's heart is literally made of stone, we're saying that the stone is a metaphor because it symbolizes that person's behavior. Alright, so metaphorical ads are great because they can grab people's attention very easily, and people also think this type of ad is very smart, thoughtful, and creative. But they're not done very often because it's hard to think of ideas. Now, that's where ChatGPT comes in. So here are the metaphorical ideas for suitcases. Now, from this list, my favorite idea is the first one, unlock adventure. Show a closed suitcase with a prominent oversized keyhole. Inside the keyhole, depict a breathtaking, picturesque scene, such as a mountain range or a tropical beach. This metaphorical image suggests that by unlocking the suitcase, you unlock a world of exciting travel experiences. That's a beautiful idea, right? It's actually very weird that ChatGPT can come up with an idea like this. But anyway, artificial intelligence is here, so we might as well make the most of it, right? So that's metaphorical image ads. And that brings us on to the final prompt, which is give me 5 ideas for urgency and scarcity image ads I could create to sell suitcases. Don't include any ideas that would require me to create anything new. So these ads promote a special offer that's only available for a limited time or for a limited quantity. That's what urgency and scarcity mean. People are more likely to take your desired action if you pressure them based on a time limit or a quantity limit. So that's why these ads are so effective. Now, the reason I added the last sentence to this prompt is because otherwise, ChatGPT often suggests that you create a limited edition product or service. Obviously, you're free to do that, but I wanted to limit the prompt to thinking about the products or services you already offer rather than you having to create something new. Alright, so here's the response. We could say that there's a limited stock of suitcases remaining, or that it's people's last chance to do something. We could also say that there's only 50 suitcases left that include a special offer, or we could say that if people purchase within a specific time frame, we'll include a free accessory. And then finally, we could say that we're running a flash sale. And for each of these ideas, ChatGPT describes the image we can create and the tagline we could add on top of it. Alright, so in this video, we've covered asking ChatGPT for general image ads, funny image ads, unusual image ads, infographic ads, visual metaphor ads, and then finally, urgency and scarcity ads. All of these are proven to be highly effective for selling anything. And then like I mentioned earlier, you can also ask ChatGPT to come up with image ads that deliver any of the offer angles and audience angles we've already covered in the previous videos. Now, in the next video, we're going to do the same for video ads. So let's move on to that now.